Okay, so first, before I show you the video I made, the runaround. This is, as we all know, this is a name for, when someone makes you run around from one place to another, like a bureaucracy where you have to get, oh, you go to this place, oh no, you need this stamp before you can come here, and you go over there and you have to get that stamp. No, you have to run and get another piece of paper, and someone tells you need a waiver, and you're just kept running around. You can in a circle. In the most purest sense, it would be where there's actually a scam where there is no solution. You can never actually run around enough to solve it. You would just run around and around. I am convinced that the runaround, as from my experiences with bureaucracy, is not just a name for how you felt from having to do all the stuff that has to be done. Though sometimes it does have to be done. There's different forms, different departments. That kind of thing makes sense. But sometimes the runaround is the reason for the form. You are actually being made to run. This is how the government is limiting who has access to whatever you're trying to accomplish. And so, anyway, that's what the runaround is. Recently, a commenter left a comment in one of my videos that I give the runaround. And this comment is related to the fact that this user, TJ, has asked me many questions, many of which I'm not interested in answering, and many of which I didn't understand or missed what he's even asking, some of which I've answered and he doesn't think that I have answered. And some of the questions I found unimportant were just things about the settings, of my videos, and about mosquitoes, and am I going to use off, and things like this. Um, but a better example is, of what I want to talk about is this question he asked me about if I'm a lifestyle philosopher or a contemplator, or I'm just into contemplation. He's asked various forms of this. And, I asked for clarification, and he, insisted this is a very clear question. And, I'll admit, I do have a tendency to ask for clarifications when other people think that the question's already clear. But something like that, I really don't know what to say. If you think that doesn't have a lot of interpretations as to what the hell that means, then I don't know what to say. To me, there's a lot of different implications and intonations of such a thing, depending on whether you're talking about me, another person, etc. I tried to explain this to him, but to you, TJ, but this is not a video to you, TJ. That's why I'm speaking about you in the third person. But since you're watching, probably, maybe at some point. Anyway, so this is a common kind of misunderstanding that people are subject to with regard to me, and they say that I'm confusing sometimes because of it. Because it's confusing, I guess, when you think you're ready to get an answer and somebody says, "Oh, we don't have the facts yet. Let's get more information." But if I'm going to speak for myself, the fact is that I think I'm hard to misunderstand. I don't think I'm hard to understand. I believe that I sort out the misunderstandings. And people are used to being really quick. You always have to make an approximation, right, when you're understanding something. When you're trying to convey information to someone, you're never going to convey it perfectly. So everybody chooses an approximation, and I think people choose some pretty gross approximations. And they settle for a level of being misunderstood that, is not good enough. And I've tried to make a craft out of sorting out the misunderstandings in a conversation. It's one reason I defend semantics when the semantic issues come up, because this is what you sort out to sort out miscommunication, among other things. And I find when you sort out miscommunication, lo and behold, you have less, arguments and aggravations. And, if you're seeking out things that aggravate you so that you can get aggravated and express your aggravation, then that's one thing. I mean, you're an aggravation artist. But just in general, in life, in terms of life, in terms of living, in terms of philosophy of something uh, that means something in your life, that you're going to live differently because of it, in terms of that kind of thing, then there really is no need for the misunderstanding and all the aggravation that it brings. And you still will get aggravated, but it shouldn't be because of a misunderstanding. It should be because of an understanding. See, and that's much better. It's still a problem, and there's different solutions to that, though. There's different solutions to the real problems. And frankly, that's what we're trying to get to. I mean, I would love the world right now if we were closer to the real problems and less of the emotional and miscommunication related problems. In terms of lifestyle and contemplation, I am in it for the contemplation. It's relaxing. In terms of lifestyle, what I'm contemplating is a way of living. That's what philosophies are. They are ways of living. When you take a certain framework with you in your daily life, it affects the way you live. If your philosophy does not affect the way you live, then it is not your philosophy. It is some hobby or something you learned or something you know strung together as a bunch of words. Philosophy is how you actually think and actually therefore live, since you think moment to moment during your life, and your life is closely related to that fact. So, I do not believe in any way whatsoever do I give the runaround. I insist that you be patient. You have to be patient. I'm not going to just answer every false dichotomy because it's easier to answer and be done with it. Okay? I'm either going to not answer, or I'm going to illuminate the parts of the question prior to answering. And that's the only option. And that's not a runaround. That is, the way it ought to be done. So, okay, one more thing. I just watched that, and in terms of, I said contemplation is relaxing. Okay, I can't really say it's always relaxing. I find myself contemplating things when I'm not relaxed about it, and so, I can't say it's directly relaxing. I'm in it for contemplation because I enjoy and I'm fascinated by thinking about how things work as ideas, the ideas we use to analyze things, and so on. So contemplation is a very enjoyable activity. But I do believe in the long run it leads to relaxation. Okay, this is a skeptical idea that the idea of philosophy is to be able to, you know, I hate to use the word control, to control the mind. It's to navigate with your mind, to employ the mind, it is in some sense to operate the mind well. And this is closely related to relaxation, because then you will be able to be in a relaxed state when you need to, and you will be able to relieve your stress from all the times you needed to get something done and couldn't be relaxed. So that's my final correction on this particular subject for this particular video. Okay, cheers.